Hello everybody, welcome to the following episode. In this episode I'm going to go over mouth reconstruction. In a prior episode I went over smile evaluation, and today I'm going to go over the difference between smile evaluation and a mouth reconstruction, because there is a distinct difference between both. And so without further ado, like always, I'm not a dentist. I do not have a dental license. What I do have is many years of experience in the dental field, teaching patients about oral health, what the doctor finds, what explain to them in very layman's terms what it is that they have, how they potentially got it, and what they could do to get, what the doctor's going to do to get rid of it. I go over finances and many things in the sort in the dental field. So without further ado, full mouth reconstruction. Now, full mouth reconstruction is essentially what the word means. It's just the reconstruction of the entire mouth. Now, there are different situations that people fall into this compared to a smile evaluation. For example, a smile evaluation is somebody who's interested in more of an aesthetic look than anything else. Most people that are in smile, that want to get a smile reconstruction, for the most part, is already after their mouth is healthy. It's been taken care of by the dentist. It could be from anything to periodontal disease, cavities, root canals, so on and so forth. And then after that, they once their mouth is healthy and ready to go, they go into what is a smile evaluation. Before that is what we consider a full mouth reconstruction. Now, there can be different aspects of it because everybody's different. It can go from somebody who has no teeth at all and they want to get implants, to somebody who, they might have, maybe they did drugs and their teeth got worn down and now they, we need to do a lot of work in their mouth, to somebody who just might have a very severe periodontal disease, along with cavities, so on and so forth. Somebody who maybe has bruxism, they grind their teeth and now, they're finally done with the way they look and they want to get help and make their situation better. So in those situations, it's not only the social six, but the entire mouth, the molars, the bicuspids, or the premolars, and the social six. And we work on specifically on the person being able to use their mouth entirely. Now, when we do a full mouth reconstruction, we try to aim as well for getting their mouth, and especially like in their front teeth, to look as good as possible. It's ideally the way they want it to look, the way they'll make them happy. So when we do a treatment plan for a full mouth reconstruction, we tend to include, and this is something that our office does, but a lot of other offices do as well. They also include a smile evaluation with it to make their mouth, again, in addition to eating right, making sure that they don't grind their teeth, making sure that all these things that are causing them problems are taken care of. They also look the way they want to look. But it also depends, because you also want to take you also have to take, the person has to take their finances into account. Now, it doesn't mean that they can't get it done. It might just mean that instead of it being something that can take anywhere between a month, 2 months, 6 months, depending on what they have to do. Every treatment is different, to taking maybe 1 or 2 years. Regardless of it, and the time that it takes and how much it costs, it is, in my opinion, and I think the opinion of many, it is very important, because just like every part of your body, your mouth is extremely important. If anything, I would deem it probably far more important than anything else, because without your mouth, you can't eat. And if you can't eat, then you can't live. So an example of a full mouth reconstruction, for example, I went back and I talked about somebody who had no teeth. I've had patients that come in and they've had dentures for a good amount of their life in their late years, and now they get tired of it and they don't want it anymore. They want something that's more fixed. They're tired of it slipping and falling out of their mouth. They don't want to feel embarrassed. They don't want to go through none of those experiences. So they want something that feels more natural and from what they believe, to their teeth. So in those situations, the only option they really have is implants. So we do a treatment plan on doing an all-on-6 with dentures on both the top and bottom. It is expensive. So a lot of people that think that getting dentures and being over and then they're done with everything in their mouth, that's they never have to go to the dentist. This is kind of showing that it's not true. You always have to go to the dentist, even when you don't have any teeth, both when you're a baby and when you're of age and you've lost all your teeth, not because you've gotten older, but lack of education. Nobody's really explained to you the importance of taking care of teeth and how to take care of your teeth. Honestly speaking, while back in the early 90s and in the 80s, oral education did exist on TV. Now, honestly speaking, it's not really around so much. The only really thing you see are commercials for mouthwash or toothpaste, but there's no, any commercial or video showing the importance of oral health and brushing your teeth. Not like back in the day. What makes me seem like I'm kind of old, but I'm really not. So with full mouth reconstruction, that's primarily what it is, and getting that work done. Now, why is it important to get your molars taken care of, your bicuspids taken care of, and and just not the interiors, unlike when you do a smile evaluation? And the most important part is functionality. Now, your mouth, and I believe I spoke about this in prior videos, but your mouth, everything in it, all your teeth, from your wisdom teeth all the way to your front two teeth, have a function. And they're very specific, and it's not something that you think of. It's more instinctual. Your body has just, through generations of existing, has been able to create a system on how it works. So you don't really have to think about it. It's like breathing almost. So when you eat, you do certain things first, and then progressively until you get to the point of swallowing. But the entire process of when you first chew on food to chewing, when you first bite food, and then chew it, and then swallow, your mouth does a whole bunch of stuff that you don't even think about. So to go into the importance of everything, your front teeth, which are the social six, their main function, and again, I believe I've gone over this before, but your main function of your front teeth is to cut. So if you notice, or if you haven't noticed, whenever you bite something, you tend to do it with your front teeth. Not because just your front teeth are in front, obviously, but you tend to do it with your front teeth. And the reason why is because they're designed to cut. That's why they're sharper, they're thinner, because they're designed to do that. They're not meant to chew. Your molars are meant to chew. That's why they're thicker, they're bigger. That's why they have more roots. And normally when it comes to getting an extraction, they're more harder because they have more roots. In addition to that, if you've never noticed, whenever, let's say, you have a jawbreaker or a candy that's hard, or even ice, where is it that you tend to put the candy or the thing on? You tend to put it on your molars. And the reason why is because your molars are a lot stronger than your front teeth, so they have a higher force of impact, and that's why they're meant to chew. And they don't get, for the most part, they don't get affected by chewing. Whereas your front teeth, if you start using them to chew and grind down, they will wear away much faster than your molars will, or even your bicuspids. And then your bicuspids fall in the middle between both. They're not as thick as molars, but they're not as thin as your anterior teeth or your front teeth. But they tend to be a little sharper than your molars, but not as sharp as your front. So they fall in between both. So when it comes to full mouth reconstruction, that's primarily what we work on. So what happens for a person that, let's say, and this happens to a lot of people, I get this a lot, when it comes to their molars and they get infected, instead of saving it, they're like, oh, just remove it because I don't need it. Yes, you do need it. It is very important. So, and the reason why is what happens to somebody who doesn't have molars. And you can see this pretty much with every person who doesn't have molars. It's not like, oh, maybe it might not happen to them. No, it happens to everybody. When you don't have your molars, or even your bicuspids, what happens is that your body now, it doesn't have the function of chewing the way it used to. And the human body is skilled at adapting. So what happens is that you start chewing with your front teeth, and your front teeth are not meant to do that. So in addition to that, having the few amounts of impact when you're cutting, now you're having all the impacts of chewing, and then with time your teeth start to wear away, your front teeth, and it becomes very noticeable. And that's a form of bruxism, but it's not due to stress or TMJ or anything like that. It's due to not having your molars and your body having to chew. So then you fall into that situation, and then as time progresses, your front teeth will start to break, and you'll start to lose those, and then you end up getting dentures. And again, it's not really a if it might happen. It's when, and it happens to everybody. It's just how it is. You're using something that's not designed to do the way it's supposed to function, so therefore it's going to eventually break. It's just how the body is. It's just how anything is in life. It's not even just the human body. Any mechanical, you use it for something that it's not meant to be used for. Eventually, it's going to give way and it's not going to work anymore because it's not meant for that. So that's the reason why. It's the same thing with if you had no anterior teeth. One, obviously, you wouldn't look nice because it looks not disgusting, but it's not appealing to anybody. Not even the person that's missing the teeth. They don't even like it. I don't think I've ever seen a person who's walked into this practice and they're okay with not having their front teeth at all. Everybody's very self-conscious of it. But again, you don't have the function of cutting, so it makes it very, very hard and uncomfortable to eat. Because you don't have those teeth there to cut. Now, obviously, you can do it with your molars because they can take the impact, but it's harder because you have to jam the entire food in the back of your mouth on the side to cut it. So that it becomes hard. It's very uncomfortable and hard. So those are the things that we focus on again with full mouth reconstruction, and that's the main importance of full mouth reconstruction. It just so happened that smile evaluation kind of falls into full mouth reconstruction most times, not always, because again, the finances is a really big part of it, and again, it's different for everybody. A full mouth reconstruction could be somebody who just has a lot of cavities, and they have a lot of fillings they have to do, maybe 32 fillings, one on each tooth. A full mouth reconstruction could be somebody who's missing a lot, some teeth, 3, 4, 5, 6 teeth, or somebody who's missing 12 or 10 teeth. So there's somebody who's missing no teeth. It really varies, but again, it's something that everyone should look at and something that you should request from your dentist. You could just easily tell the dentist, hey, I'm really interested in doing a full mouth reconstruction. I don't like the way my teeth look. I feel pain here. I want to take care of my teeth the best way possible because I want to keep them forever. So that is all for today. In the next episode, I have many other things that I want to go over. So as always, flourish and prosper. Bye-bye.